Hi, my name is Aaron Edgel, and welcome to this session where we'll dive into the programs we offer here at UpGrad. Thank you for joining us. I'm very excited to be with you today. So today we're going to go through the universities we partner with, the details of the programs, what you can expect during and after the programs. We'll also go into how these programs will help you achieve your goals. We have a very international crowd today, coming from the United States, Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. And we'd love to get to know you a little bit better. And so we also want to make sure we're tailoring the content to make it use our time together wisely and tailor the content to be relevant to you. So if you don't mind, we'd love if you just jump into the chat, tell us where you're from, and put any questions you have or any expectations you have from today's session. We'll make sure we answer any remaining questions at the end. And while you do that, and before we get into each program, I'd love to take some time to just briefly intro who we are at UpGrad and how we work with universities to offer these higher education programs that are accessible, affordable, global, and relevant. And so we're privileged to partner with some great universities, as you can see. These are some of the best universities across the globe, coming from the United States, the UK, Europe, and Australia. And a large part of the programs are taught by their well-respected and well-recognized professors who excel at teaching these complex topics in a very engaging way. And they've been doing it for a while. They also cover a variety of fields, from data science to management to technology and law. And they range from certificate level, bachelor's, master's, you have MBAs, and also the doctoral level. And so how does UpGrad fit? Where do we complement? So the educational content is complemented by real-world advice, expertise from subject matter experts, mentors recruited from leading companies across the globe. And you get to learn in one of the most engaging platforms there is. We've recorded tons of content. We have interactive elements. We have forums that you can participate in. And finally, and this is where I get the most excited about how we fit, is that we obsess over career outcomes, because we know you're not simply learning for the sake of it. You come with very specific goals to better yourself and to keep moving forward. And that's what drives us, is that notion that you and everyone should have the career they deserve. Whether you're just getting started, you want to stand out, you want to get a promotion, or you're looking to climb the ladder to senior leadership positions. Maybe you want to move abroad or completely switch careers. We're here to support that and guide you along that way. And we do that really, I think, in three ways. The first is we make education accessible. So you don't need to restrict yourself to local universities. As I mentioned, there are great global universities that are maybe not where you live. And so there's no need to restrict yourself to that. You don't have to quit your job or move to a campus. You can get online education wherever you are at the pace and timeline built for people who have busy work lives, personal life, families, and you're trying to balance all of those. So we take that into consideration as we design these programs. As I mentioned, the learning experience is engaging, but it's also very supportive and structured. So it's not you and your laptop in isolation trying to figure things out. Whenever you need support, let's say your concept is unclear or you get stuck on something, you can reach out. UpGrad is there to help you. You can also, we also facilitate peer learning. So you can engage with a group of other students who are learning at the same time as you are in cohorts. And so you get that support too. And of course, we bring all of this at a fraction of the cost of an on-campus degree or program. And we do that without sacrificing quality. And we don't want to lose what makes a campus great. And that's the networking opportunities and belonging to a great group of people. The second thing that really differentiates us and we're able to help you achieve your goals is we give you global exposure. You constantly get exposed to global ways of thinking, to frameworks, challenges, and insights. And this is all thanks to teachers, mentors, students coming from 85 countries. We have internationally recognized universities and degrees, and you get to network with experts coming from global companies. And that means you get a little bit more access to international companies. I mean, our alumni work at companies like Amazon, IBM, Microsoft, and Accenture. And in addition to this community of UpGrad alumni, and depending on the program, you're also able to join into this global university alumni network to keep building that international network. And the third way is you get relevant education. We want to make sure that you learn skills and gain experience that actually help you in your current and your next job. And this is all, again, thanks to bringing in subject matter experts and mentors. We provide very hands-on individual projects. We have group projects, and we make sure that the training that we provide is in-demand tools so that you're equipped to immediately add value on the work that you're working on. And then we also have modern programs. So we focus on the careers of tomorrow. We've always done that. So whether it's data science and machine learning, blockchain, or design thinking, that's still our focus and will always be our focus. And then to make sure it's relevant and to make sure that it's what you need, we offer a vast amount of career support. So you get reviews of your resume or CV, whatever you call it, where you're at. You get one-on-one mentorship and advice and more. And so all of this really is why we are a global leader in higher education. We have over 2 million people who've now learned through us in 85 countries across 80 programs. And we're proud of the exceptionally high completion rate, 87%. 75% of our learners have reported positive career impact. And finally, 45% reported rapid salary increase afterwards. Just on a personal note, this idea of being obsessed with your success is really what makes UpGrad great. And in your story and your future story, for those on here who haven't started their journey with us yet, is the UpGrad story. And that's what we obsess over, and that's what we think about all the time. So, but enough from me. Thank you for letting me take some time to give a brief introduction about who we are. I'll now turn the time over and let our learning experience team run through our programs, universities that are most relevant to you.
Hi, everyone. This is Riddhi. Are you guys able to hear me? Can somebody comment on the chat box if you guys are able to hear me? Yes. Okay, great. Thanks, Melvin. So that was Aaron from our marketing team who gave you an introduction to what UpGrad is and what we intend to do in the international market. I am Riddhi. I work as a content manager with UpGrad. When I say content manager, me and the entire content team, we make sure that the entire learning experience around the program, whatever live sessions you might have, whatever case studies you might need, whatever projects or internships that you might want to go for, making sure that you're prepared for that, we take care of that entire life cycle. So I just before beginning, I would just like to thank everyone who joined in today. And before we start, I am launching 2 polls for you. So although we have very few people here, just see if you can answer the polls. You will see a poll in front of you, and you just have to answer that question. The first question is on years of experience, so that we can have an understanding of what is your experience and what is the outcome that you're expecting from this program. Okay. So not sure if all of you can see the results also, but I see that we have people with over 15 years of experience, and we have some people with 3 to 5 years of experience as well. But all of you are here to achieve one single outcome, that you want to more understand about the curriculum and the curriculum for the Duke CE programs. So that is exactly the agenda of the session today. What we'll do is, now that Aaron has told you about the overview of what UpGrad is and what is our philosophy when it comes to online education and learning experience, and I'll walk you through the product management program that we have in association with Duke Corporate Education first, and then we'll talk about the design thinking program in detail. For each of these programs, we'll first talk about the overview of the program, what is the duration of the program, how much time would you need to put in and everything. Secondly, we'll deep dive into the curriculum of the program. And third, we will look at the entire learning experience of the program. How is it that the 3 months or 6 months journey would look like? So I'll start sharing my screen here. Okay, so I hope it is visible. Can somebody else comment again if it's visible? Melvin, if you're there, I would really appreciate your help. Great, thank you so much. So, okay, so we'll start with talking about the product management certification program that we have in association with Duke Corporate Education. I think most of you would already be aware, but this is a program which lasts 6 months long. It's something that requires you to put in about 8 to 10 hours per week of your time. When I say 8 to 10 hours per week, it would not mean that 8 to 10 hours you're only spending in terms of attending sessions or learning or watching videos or just consuming things. This 8 to 10 hours actually incorporates for all the active learning and all the application based learning that you would be required to put in. So if you have any case studies, assignments that you're required to solve, any kind of group projects, any kind of interactive elements that you would be required to put in, all of that is included in this. Now it depends on you whether you want to spend like 1 hour each day of the week, or like 1.5 hours each day of the week, or you want to, because we understand that most of you would be working professionals, you would not have that much time over a weekday. So what you can probably do is put in more effort during the weekends, and that's how you can plan for to make sure that you are going through this program. I would say before we get into this, let's first talk about what is the TG we are looking at when it comes to this particular program. What is it that you can hope to achieve from this program? So I would say this program is meant for people who are already product managers or aspiring product managers, or even people, let's say if you are from the tech field, marketing field, sales background, and you want to get into the product management field, you can take up this program and learn the fundamentals of product management. You can learn about what is it that a product manager is actually supposed to do at his or her job, and make sure that you're equipped with the right skills. Upgrad also helps you with other career services and things, and you can take hold of that as well. But the main thing that you would take away from this program is make sure that you're equipped with the right skills to be a leading product manager in the industry. So that's there. And when I say aspiring product manager, you can be somebody from any other field, if not directly into product management. But existing product managers can also take up this skill and refresh their understanding of concepts. Or if they've worked on, let's say, only 0 to 1 products, they can understand about how to take a product from 1 to N as well. So the curriculum is made in such a holistic way that you are able to get a sense of everything. It goes without saying that you learn from the best in the industry. Our content is taught by Duke CE faculty, industry experts from Google, Amazon, IDEO. There are people from DocuSign, Vimeo, Netflix. All of these people would actually be coming and taking sessions with you, or they would have actually curated some content with you, which you will be able to see online. There's one capstone project in between the program, which I'll just showcase to you where it comes in the entire curriculum. That is also something that you would be able to apply all your learnings from in the program. Then as a part of the program, there'll be about 20 plus live session or personalized industry sessions. Live sessions are basically, if let's say you are a batch of whatever 50 people, the live session is happening for you based on your own time zone. Personalized industry sessions is where the entire batch gets divided into smaller groups, and then you interact with the faculty or the subject matter expert directly. So you don't have to worry about whether these sessions would be happening on a weekday because you guys would be working. These happen over a weekend. So if it's a 6-month program, every weekend or every alternate weekend, you will have one or the other session to attend, and you can then manage your weekend and weekdays accordingly. You would also have around 8 plus case studies and assignments as part of this program, which will help you, and these are based on real brands. So real brands and real products. So you would be able to exercise and apply what all you have learned in the program. Coming to the curriculum, So this is one half of the curriculum. There's an introduction in the beginning which just gives you an understanding of what is product management all about, what are the different skills required to be a product manager, what are different roles and responsibilities, all of those things. It also, there's a video here which talks about which busts different myths in the field of product management, and we have built this video in association with different SMEs. Post it, the entire program, to be honest, it's structured in this way. So it starts with this introduction, we then go into building a product strategy, we then go into product design and prototyping, we then move on to product planning, launch strategy, and later after all of this, once you have understood how to launch your product, you then go and work on a capstone project. All of this until now is basically how do you build a product from 0 to 1. When you have nothing and then actually launching your MVP in the first place, how do you take it from 0 to 1? Post it, the program is structured in a way that it teaches you how to take a product which is already existing to an end stage. How do you improve it? How do you understand the data and analytics of things and of your product, and how do you work on the feedback from your users and make it better? And in terms of what are the different kinds of growth strategies that you can adopt to improve acquisition, retention, engagement, activation, all of those things. So, and the last module we have is the last course that we have is on product management, project management and stakeholder management, because those are also things that as a PM you would be required to have a good hold of. So, and this case study and Tech 101 is something that is optional, but that is also a part of the program. Case study is not optional, I would say. It's a specific case study which is at the end of the program, but you will also have different case studies and assignments as part of each of these courses. So if you see here, this is how the entire program is structured. Like, I'll go into depths of each and every module. We start with understanding the market. Here is where you understand what is the competition like, how do you do, what is your target market like, how do you calculate your total obtainable market, total serviceable market, how do you calculate your the entire TG size and all of that. And you will also understand about how do you go about understanding your competition. Post which you will try to understand your user needs. Once you've understood the market and the competition, then in the next module, you will try to understand your users in detail. So how do you go about doing user research? Once you have done your user research, what is it that you can infer from it and build on your, how do you make inferences from your user research and make your user persona? How do you make your user journey map? All of those things is what you will learn here. And then in the third module, you will learn about, once you have these details, how do you visualize, like the first level strategy and vision for your product, how do you set that in place? And while I'm talking about this, there will be an assignment for you where you're working on one single product and you're working on it to understand its market and competition. You're working, once you've understood the product's competition, you then work on understanding its users. You actually implement these learnings for a particular product. So this is how the entire program is structured like. Once you have developed your product vision and strategy, we then learn about design thinking. So design thinking is one skill. Of course, it's a separate program as well. But here we'll just touch upon it a little bit in terms of how design thinking can help you as a PM. And you learn about key stages of design thinking process. And then we'll deep dive into three of those, like the major of those stages. So we'll start with how do you go about ideation? What is your role as a PM when it comes to ideation? And then we go into design and prototyping. As a product manager, you would not be required to focus so much on design, but how do you work with designers to make it to bring your idea into light? How do you sketch? How do you make sure that you are able to give the right instructions or the brief to the designer? How do you make sure that everybody is on the same page while as a team we are working on a design or a prototype of a 0 to 1 product? So all of that you will be learning here in terms of how do you sketch, how do you wireframe, how do you prototype. Then we'll move on to usability testing. So here, once you have prototyped something, how do you come up with how do you test it out and make sure that your users are able to interact with it properly? So that's what we'll learn in usability testing, different techniques, different purposes, all of it. Post all of this, then you will learn how to create an MVP. So what is an iterative MVP? Do you directly need to build, let's say if you're planning a product, an app, let's say, do you directly start working on an app? Do you try to test that service out, let's say through a landing page, through an email campaign, anything? So that's what you learn here in the MVP module. Post which we'll learn about product development and planning, and then product marketing and GTM strategy. Again, GTM strategy is again something which would majorly be a product marketer's role, but in smaller companies, in smaller startups, as a PM, you would also be required to work on the GTM strategy. Even for bigger companies, if you're not directly working on your GTM strategy, you're still required to give in your inputs. So you will learn all of that here. Post this, there's the capstone project, but there's also an optional module for people who want to learn more about the tech domain. So we have talked to a variety of different experts and Duke CE faculty, and again, their opinion is that there's no technical knowledge that is mandatory for PMs, but for some roles, when let's say if you're working for specific B2B SaaS products, or let's say if you are actually working at a company which is very tech oriented, then you have to have good tech understanding as well. So that is something, this content is there where it helps you understand the basic tech terms that you need to be familiar with, basic architecture, basics of software development and all of that. But you don't need to, for some people, if let's say you're coming from engineering backgrounds, or you at your company, at your organization, you might not need to learn about tech, then you can skip this as well. I'm sorry. Yeah. So moving on, once you'll get 3 weeks to work on your capstone project. It's a group project, so you get to interact with people from different nationalities, people from different geographies, and you can work together here. Once you have done that, then is when we move on to the rest of the program, where you learn about product analytics and iterations. How do you go about understanding different metrics? How do you go about data collection? How do you go about analyzing data and then optimizing it? And then how do you implement on the feedback that you got from here? Then you work on growth strategies. Once you have some data, how do you grow your product further? So all of that you will understand here. And then towards the end, although it's something that is very commonly misunderstood, that product management is equal to project management, it is definitely not. But we do have a module on project management, because as a product manager, you would be required to manage timelines. You would be required to work on backlogs and organize everything well, document everything well, manage different stakeholders, which is why these two modules will come in handy for you, and you can learn these skills to make sure that you are performing well in every aspect of your role as a product manager. It's not just technical things that you know, but also soft skill based things and project management based skills that you are well aware of. So that is something that we are covering in the end. The case study is where you will be given in the end, you will be given an actual product which faced some problems in its maturity stage, and based on the data that is given to you, you'll have to come up with how you can help the product grow better. So like I said, while this is one case study, there are assignments and case studies for you throughout the module, throughout the course and throughout the program. So for every module, I would say you have around 8 case studies or assignments spread over in the entire program. So you'll be working on applying your understanding at each and every step. I'll take on the questions, but if in case you have any questions based on the curriculum, make sure that you're putting it in the chat box. We'll take on the questions towards the end. But anything that you feel you are not clear about what we are covering, how much time would we be devoting to this particular thing, anything, make sure that you're putting it in the chat box. This, I think, will give you a holistic understanding of how the program looks. So this basically is the entire learning experience and from week 0 to week 19, and then from week 20 to week 26. So if you see here, this is again the course that we were talking about. Within each course, these are the different modules. These are things which you will be spending, I would say, about 65 to 70, not 65 to 70, but around 50 to 55% of your time on. So this is basically on our own learning management system. you will have access to videos and case studies and demonstrations based on each of these modules, which will be put on the platform. And these are designed with Duke CE faculty or experts from different leading product companies, and you can watch these things at your own time, but they will also have week-wise timelines, week-wise deadlines, as you see here. Along with these modules, you will also get some access to some soft skills content, which of course you can view at your own pace. There's no, as you can see here, there's no strict deadline or timeline for this. So you can just make sure, okay, within these 7 weeks or 8 weeks, I have to complete this. And all of this is not mandatory, but this is helpful for you to understand things better. These are the assignments that you will have. So assignment for module 1, assignment for module 2, assignment for module 3. What are the different assignments you will have for which all modules? These are the 3 weeks of capstones here. Then there are different live sessions, master classes, workshops that are organized for you. Plus, there are different personalized industry sessions or small group coachings, which we also call them small group coachings. All of that are scheduled here, and this is like I mentioned again, these would be there for the weekends, and this is what you get to do. And the assignments is something that you'll have to make your own time and complete them. But all of this comprises of your 19 weeks of learning, post which is what this is how it looks like. So we'll start with a welcome webinar in the beginning, as you see here. In week 0, we'll just introduce you to the program. You go through all these things. You have different workshops, live sessions, all of these things. And towards the end, we have a closing ceremony after the program is done. So this is how the program is structured. Like, any questions from here in terms of how your entire learning experience is going to look like? How are you going to manage these things? What is the approximate time or percentage of time that you would be required to put in amongst these things? Make sure putting in the chat box. We can discuss them later. This was until here we were discussing about the product management program. Any questions from here? Make sure you're putting it in the chat box. I'll then jump to design thinking certification. There's one question: will we have credits for this? So Lakshmi, in terms of credits, yes, there's a grade sheet that you will get at the end of the program. So if you're performing well, your grade sheet will reflect that. If you're not performing that well, but you're passing, then also your marks would be there. But the idea is that yes, for each of these modules and assignments that are there will be marks, and there will be marks for originality. There'll be marks for your problem solving skills. There'll be marks for the solution that you have come up with, everything. All of those detailed evaluation criteria will be put on the platform, the learning platform itself. But yes, there will be marks. And by the end of the program, you get a grade sheet along with a certificate from Duke CE that you XYZ person has completed this certification program in product management. Moving on, let's talk about design thinking certification program. So again, this is another program that we have in association with Duke Corporate Education. One question that you might have is, we are learning design thinking in product management course as well, but there's a separate program for it altogether as well. So I would say the design thinking we are covering there is just to give you an idea in terms of how design thinking as a process can help you as a PM in terms of ideation, prototyping, and all of that. But it's not covered in as much detail as it is covered here. Plus, this program is not meant for product managers only. It's meant for everyone who is interested in learning about design thinking as a skill, and who is interested in solving problems in terms of people problems, business problems, product problems, marketing problems, any kind of problem. Or even I would say there are people who have used design thinking in their personal lives as well and build something out of it. So this is majorly on that. How do you use design thinking as a skill and then make the best out of it in terms of coming up with a solution? When it comes to design thinking, this particular program is slightly different from the product management program in terms of its pedagogy. So this is majorly live session based program. It's a 3-month program. You'll have to put in lesser effort as well. You don't have to put in 8 to 10 hours. Here you have to put in about 4 to 6 hours per week. Again, it's a global faculty led program. There are experts from Indonesia, there are experts from the UK, everywhere across the world. And you get to network with an international learner base here. You also get access to 5+ hours of recorded content, but this is majorly a workshop based program. So what you can do is you come up with your own problem. Let's say if you're working in an organization where you're facing some issues with people, or you want to come up with a new product, or you are not able to manage your business model well, whatever. You come up with a problem, and then through these 3 months you work on the same problem that you brought with yourself, and you come up with a solution by the end of it. So that is one thing. If you don't have a product like a problem statement in mind, we have design tasks as part of this program. And you first you come up with a problem statement of your own, and then you solve these 5 design tasks to actually come up with a good solution for that, good and effective solution. So this entire program is structured in a way that it's more of application and application and exercise focused. So what you will do is you will get to attend all these workshops, live sessions. You get some content online where you get to watch some of these things, demonstrations, hear from experts. But ultimately, it's on you how you are able to solve your problem. So here, when we say 4 to 6 hours per week, the majority of your time you would be devoting to solving your design tasks and to completing your design task in order to come up with a solution for your problem. And I'll discuss how these personalized industry sessions that we have after each design task, these personalized industry sessions will then help you in getting better with your next task, and they will give you feedback on what went well with your first task or the next task. So if you see here, this is how the curriculum is structured. There are technically, I would say, 3 modules. We start with introduction to design thinking, by design thinking, just to get you started with the program. Then we move on to design barriers, breaking down the barriers, design culture at workplace. So you just learn about different design thinking principles here. And then is where we at Upgrad, in association with different experts from different industries and Duke CE faculty, we have come up with a new structure. So if you're familiar with design thinking, you must be familiar that there are different versions of design thinking everywhere. So IDEO has their own 5-step process. There is some other organization that has their own 6-step process or a 4-step process. We at Upgrad have come up with this new framework with a 7-step process. And for each of these things, you will learn about basic techniques on how to solve it. You will have a workshop on each of these things to make sure that you are actually able to exercise your things. And the problem statement that you identify in the beginning, you will be working on each of these stages and making sure that you are firstly, you have a problem, you are empathizing with your users first, you're defining the right challenge to solve. Then you imagine and you go ahead and work on different ideas. Then you actually make something and you find a solution to it. Then you get it validated. Then you launch it in the market, and then you scale it up. So this entire activity is, this entire step-by-step process is what you will be exercising via the design tasks that you will be performing. When it comes to learning experience, like I mentioned, it's a 3-month program. It's a 12-week program. We start, this is how the entire thing is structured. You first 2 weeks are just for you to get familiarized with the program, just with design thinking in general. From week 3 is when you get into each of these stages. There are two stages together: empathy, define, and launch and scale. But you're going through each of these stages one by one. While you're going through each of these modules, you have one design task to perform. So you identify your problem in the first place. Once you've identified your problem, then you work on each of these design tasks. Once you'll be working on your design task after attending the workshop for each design task. So let's say this WS1 is your first workshop on empathy and design. Then is your next workshop on imagine stage. Then is your next workshop on make, and then validate, and then launch and scale. Once you attend the workshop, once you've gone through the online content on design thinking for each of these stages, then you work on your task. This is where I would say you would be spending about 50% of your time. And what you perform here is basically what you will be discussed in the personalized sessions. So in the personalized industry sessions, you will get feedback on the design task that you have performed, and how it will, how you can work on it to make sure that your next design task is better. Plus, you're actually able to come up with a solution which is scalable. So from stage 1 to stage 7, all of these things you will actually be applying via design tasks. There are of course some other live sessions and master classes also as part of the program. So yeah, this was it. I think we can move on to Q&A. Our team has posted 2 links here. So if you are more interested in the program, you can click on those links and you can go and check out the program. Both these programs are launching around January or on January 31st. So you can make sure that you're going, and if you're really interested, you can go ahead and sign up already. Any questions that you might have, you can put it in the Q&A box, the chat box. If you want to just directly send to host and panelists, that is also an option. Make sure you're doing that. Any questions from anyone? There was a question from Lakshmi, who mentioned that how can we transition from product manager as a product manager with this course. So Lakshmi, if you're from, let's say, like I mentioned, if you're from the marketing field, sales field, and or tech field, anything, and if you want to take part in this program, it's definitely open. So make sure that you're doing that. Cool. So you can definitely take part in this program, and you can transition in your career. That's something that a lot of our learners have done. So while Aaron was showing the PPT in the beginning, you saw that these percentage of people actually transitioned from XYZ field to another field. Then via our programs are designed in such a way that they will help you prepare in terms of your actual job. They're not academic in nature. They will help you prepare what you are expected to do at your job. So that's there. There are some questions that we see here. First question is, okay, what is the admissions process like? So guys, the admissions process is that you can go to the link that the team has put here. You can apply for, you can just directly start with your application. Once you have started your application, it goes, then it will be shortlisted and you will be contacted, and then you can, once you're shortlisted, then you can make the payment. I think that is the process. But the first step is that you go to the website and actually start and submit your application. Another question is, who are the different kinds of experts we'll get to interact with? So okay, so technically there are 3 kinds of experts. The first is people you will hear from in the recorded content, in the videos that are there. The second kind of experts are experts you will interact with when it comes to live sessions or workshops or master classes. So that's basically like we are talking here on, like we are interacting here on Zoom. You will get to interact with those people there as in live sessions, master classes. And third is your personalized industry sessions. In your personalized industry sessions also, you get to interact with different people, different experts. Now these experts would be your people will be faculty from Duke Corporate Education, or these are people who are working as product managers, head of product, senior product managers from different product companies. So from the B2B space, B2C space, agriculture background, to tech background, to manufacturing. So we'll make sure that there is a variety of different experts that you're getting to interact with. There are people, like I mentioned in the beginning, there are people from Netflix, Vimeo, DocuSign. There are people from Google, IDEO, Amazon. So from leading companies, we have made sure that you get to experience how they perform at their job, and then you learn something from it. So that's there. Then there's another question on, can we take up both product management and design thinking programs simultaneously? So I would say there's no harm in taking it, but it's highly not advisable, because there will be times, like I mentioned, if you start with both the programs together for the first 3 months, you will have to work on double the assignments. You will have to work on, you'll have to attend live sessions from this program as well as that program. So it might get very hectic for you, and there could be live sessions which are scheduled for the same time. And on a weekend, you can't be attending 2 live sessions from 2 different programs at the same time, of course. So make sure you don't do that. Probably you can pick up design thinking first or design thinking later, and like you can make sure that you are devoting 9 months to your education, 6 months on one program, if in case you're interested in both the programs. Duke University or Duke CE are different, or is it the same? So Lakshmi, they are different. Duke University is the actual university. Duke Corporate Education is something that is associated with Duke University, but it's not open to different people as such. So what we have, it's not open to students as such separately. So we at Upgrad have partnered with Duke Corporate Education, but I would say in terms of in terms of its industry relevance, Duke CE is highly appreciated in terms of its alumni. And if you go ahead and say that you completed a product management or a design thinking program from Duke Corporate Education, then the value of that certificate would be a lot. So there's no issue with it being from the university or corporate education, but these are 2 separate entities for sure. There's another question on how involved will Duke's CE be in this program. So like I mentioned, there are some recorded videos also with Duke CE faculty. Plus there are some live sessions also that we have with Duke CE. So you get to interact with them on a live session basis as well. Another question is, will the experts be from a specific geographical area? So not technically. So there'll be experts from different geographies across the world. We have people from North America to Britain to Southeast Asia. So there'll be experts from all over the world. And that is something as a product manager or as a design thinking professional, or in any sphere that you're working with, where you're using product management skills or design thinking skills, this will actually come in handy for you, because you have exposure to people from different different countries, who are coming with their own set of cultural understanding, who are coming with their own examples from their specific countries. So you're not just learning about some Silicon Valley startup, but you're also learning about some big shot company which scaled up huge, which made news in Singapore, let's say. So all of these examples, different industries, different geographies, will help you prepare better for your own for your job skills. So yes, we do have experts from different geographies. There's no specific geographical area that we get our experts from. Another question is, what tools are being taught in the PM program? So I think we have a separate session on this in the program, that when it comes to product management, the main tools that you would need to learn would be just basic tools in terms of Microsoft Office, or just managing your email well, because as a PM, you're not required to be that equipped with the right tools. You have to be, what you need to have is the right mindset and a logical mindset to add that, to be able to solve things. However, we are teaching some tools when it comes to prototyping or design stages, where you're learning about Whimsical, you will be learning about Miro. So all these, some of these tools are being covered, but having said that, we are teaching them with a proper precaution for you, like a note for you, that these are not the exact tools, or I would say tools are not something, every organization has different tools, and you would be required to work on different tools everywhere. So it's not tools that would define your skills as a product manager. It would be the right mindset, the right understanding of product management skills, and how do you go about problem solving in general. Cool. Medha here has also shared a reference to our website, so you can go there and check out the other details about the program. In case somebody is also asking about the launch date, so you can check out all these details there. But yeah, looking forward to having some of you in our program, be it the product management program or the Duke design thinking program. Another thing to keep in mind is that when you take up this program, you also become an alumni of Duke corporate education. So you're not just becoming upgrad alumni, you're becoming Duke CE alumni, and you get access to a whole new network of different people from international from different countries across the world, and you get to interact with them as well. Cool. Hi Medha, anything to add? Anything I missed out on?
I think you covered almost everything, Riddhi, and thanks to Aaron and Riddhi for talking about the program, about who we are as Upgrad. The stats that Aaron told you were just a testimony to how we are a global online higher education player, and how we are wanting to be everybody's upskilling partner and a 360-degree career support partner for the global workforce. And with programs like product management and design thinking, that's what we aim to do in our own small ways. So would love to have any more questions. We still have some time. All the attendees today, is there anything that you wanted to learn about that we didn't cover? Do feel free to type it in the Q&A box. And yes, look forward to having you with us again on another session. If there's any queries you have, do write to us at admissions@upgrad.com, or block a time with your admissions counselor. If you don't have any assigned to you yet, do write to us at the same email ID so that we can reach out to your concerns in a more personalized way.
Great. Yeah, the email ID is also put in here by our team for reference. So in case you have any questions, like Medha mentioned, in case you just are up for a chat on product management and you want to understand its different career aspects or anything, make sure that you send an email to us, and we'll make sure that somebody from our team assists you in answering your query.
Absolutely. Do ensure you use today's webinar title as the subject line of the email, so that we can the team can directly hook on the right people, maybe redirect it to Riddhi to help you out with the answers directly.
Sure. I would be happy to chat with any of you. So if there's anything, do make sure that, like Medha mentioned, make sure you're writing into your to the ID, and then we can get back to you.
Great.
I think there are no more questions, Medha. I think that should be it.
Correct. I don't see any more questions from any of you. So would love to just hear from you on how did you like this session? And if you'd like to receive communication from us for future webinars, do just press those two key ins. That's essentially our way of knowing that if we should keep continuing this this format of session. All right, that's great. So Riddhi, thumbs up, Aaron, thumbs up, met expectations, and they'd love to receive communication from us. Thank you so much for your time, and for the time of all the attendees for having stayed with us through this session. Always know that we are just an email or a call away. See you soon.
Great. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.